Hi, this is Mark Hansen, aka Distancer, and this is a breakdown of the tracks on my debut album. Much like Villain of the Piece, Poetry in the Nosebleeds has had a few different musical guises before settling on the one that you'll hear on the album. The lyrics have been kicking around for quite a while, but this one I felt was the best choice going for the album. In particular because I like the juxtaposition of the sort of psychedelic sounding verses, the almost hypnotic feel of the verses against the big powerhouse chorus that comes after it. This song in particular had a couple of different influences, mainly from two guys in particular who are more famous for being in bands, but their solo stuff in particular were a big influence on this. Lee Ronaldo of Sonic Youth being one of them, and the other being Ed O'Brien of Radiohead. Both have got terrific solo work and were big inspirations for this track. Lyrically, it's kind of similar to The State of the Art in it's that feeling of having a voice, but the idea that nobody's really listening to it, and you almost feel invisible when you're trying to express this. So yeah, that's Poetry in the Nosebleeds. Saints of the Edge of Nothing is actually the oldest song on the album. It's also the shortest. I wrote this must have been back in 2016, and it's just this little chord progression that's literally just acoustic guitar and vocals. And for quite a while I was planning on just having it as that. It has had a couple of different instances where it's had some kind of background sort of ambient noise to it, and then when it came to producing, John Martin, the producer, actually had this brilliant sounding sort of string backing to it that gave it this really atmospheric feel behind the acoustic and the vocals, which I absolutely loved, and I was looking for that perfect sort of sound behind it for ages, and John absolutely nailed it when he did the production. So I was really happy with that. It's always meant as this sort of calming interlude to the album. It's not slap bang in the middle, but after the kind of big three rocky numbers at the start, it's just a little calm down, a little wind down from that before carrying on with the rest of the album. Lyrically, it's a little bit ambiguous, but it's sort of saying about trying to avoid the real world and kind of trying to bring people along to this kind of happy, oblivious sort of kind of fantasy world away from the harshness of reality. That's still quite bleak and quite empty, but at least you know about it. At least it's this sort of happy bleakness around you. So yeah, that's Saints at the Edge of Nothing.